Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I was up against a 15-minute timer that YouTube's kind of cutting us off right now. We may change that in the future. But so going back, just I guess kind of clarifying some of the things I said and kind of wrapping up this first part of kind of what I think I'm going to call fine tuning hogs or fine tuning a hog attack, because we all know the basics of a hog attack. We know what you need to do first. We know that you're going to take X number of heals, typically how a normal army comp looks. It was just really, I wanted to challenge what kind of benefit are you getting out of a queen kill on top of killing the queen. I know that's important, and obviously you got to still worry about things like a lure. You guys know all that, but what extra benefit can you get out of the queen kill? And if you can expose some double giant sets or eliminate them, going back to what I was saying about going back to basically kind of tack deploying hogs or using a sacrificial pack to take out a double giant bomb spot, you also don't even necessarily sometimes you will, other times you won't have to, or sometimes you can get away with not having it. You don't even have to trigger it per se, as long as you just allow that spot to be avoided by any other troop later on. So don't think about, oh, now I got to somehow cross through there and trigger it. It's not just, now it's lagging. Sorry, the video was lagging. Now it's not just a matter of triggering it. It's a matter of just getting it so nothing really has any reason to path back through there. And I know cleanup hogs sometimes will, but it's always a risky run. But just remember that the goal is to either try to trigger it or cause a break in the line of pathing the hogs are going to path. So that's not even really a good spot for double giant bomb, which it wasn't. But in some bases you will have that, and it's just a matter of, in this instance, if you wanted to eliminate that spot as a potential, because this is a blind run, you don't know, drop a couple hogs, and as long as you get at least to that air D down, you won't have to worry about that then if you come through and deploy your hogs this way. And this is not going to be a video on deploying. I'm just kind of wrapping up some loose ends because I didn't get a chance to. So the goal of this fine-tuning video, this first part, is maximizing your queen kill and looking for, I'm not saying that what I mentioned earlier of a jump into there and all that may not be the best route. That could be. You could also get in here with a jump maybe into the queen, and as long as you can get somehow to that expo down and some of this trash building here is done, then you've effectively done the same thing. It's just looking at these spots differently versus I'm just gonna hope my hogs avoid them. You got to be intentional in reasons in creating reasons why your hogs are going to avoid that, and that's basically not eliminating the defenses around it with certain troops. Something else to make note of, sometimes to drop 2 wizards and pick up a Valk is of benefit to killing a queen. And if you can time her right, the Valk, I'm saying, if you can time it right and you got to jump into the queen compartment, she will lock on and she will aggro onto heroes because that is built into her AI. Sometimes it doesn't always happen right away. We know this. We see this with kings not directly locking on. I'm not saying it's a foolproof plan, but what I am saying is, if you're worried about something targeting that queen spot and then also being in that and potentially then moving on, because see here, there's nothing else for that Valk. Once she's in here, she's gonna have to go to, depending on what's down, she might have to go to that wizard tower. But if that's down, let's say that's down in the process as well, and she's in here with the queen, she will come over here and try to take out that air D, or she might have to try to actually bust through the wall to get to that town hall as well. So, but what she is she's in there and she might trigger one of those giant bombs, and then you've effectively done the same thing, because maybe your king got stalled out, you know, somewhere before the jump, or maybe you got lost. But if you can get one other troop in there, then you can hit that and knock that out as well. So, you know, it's just sometimes getting creative with what you're bringing into a queen kill, or how a queen kill can affect taking out double giant bomb locations, or popping Teslas early. Because what happens is, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. I know some of you guys already know this, but I'm just going to mention this as a kind of caveat to some of the things that I've been discussing are probably stuff that you guys already realize, but it's kind of like a trigger to trigger your mind. That's the way my mind works anyway. So I'm hoping this will help at least someone. But if a Tesla pops, the hogs will actually, anything kind of in its area, giants, the same thing. Loons will do the same thing. They'll actually pause for a second as a Tesla pops, and that's just built into the game. That's a lag, you know, like kind of like a lag thing. It's kind of all the troops that I think actually most of the troops do. I know for a fact that most of the defensive targeting troops pause for 1 second when a Tesla pops in their area. Actually, if you pop a Tesla anywhere in the map, they'll kind of pause and hesitate for a second. And so if you can even eliminate that, or a Tesla popping late sometimes diverts hogs away from spots versus a normal path. You know, like normally they would path from, you know, that X-bow to, if they were on that X-bow, they would target then to the mortar, you know, and then to that airbow. Airbow. What an idiot. Air D. But if, you know, knowing that there was 2 Teslas there, if they were already popped, it would make hog pathing a little bit smoother. So let's see what they're saying now. Yeah. All right, I'll let them fight that one out. Anyways, so this thing's running real laggy. It crashed on me a little bit ago. So this might not even turn out that great in terms of the second video, in terms of seeing things. But also too, I forgot what it is. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Sorry. So that's kind of the fine tuning I'm thinking for. I know this talked like for 20 minutes. I've maybe kind of over exaggerated the point, but that's just what I wanted you guys to kind of rethink your queen kill. That's something in a fine tuning a hog attack that can actually benefit you. Every hog attack is fine tuning how you kill the queen, because you can be a lot more efficient sometimes by adding a golem, or by adding other troops, or by killing the queen and then, you know, tackling another target area first before you then go on with your main deploy. And that's something I'll touch on more in the deploy section. But just, I was simply starting off with point A is we're going to lure, and then we're going to take care of, with poison, pretty much we already know how the clan castle kill works. Cheap as possible, and then double poison for most of the stuff we're seeing. Drags, loons, wizards, anything like that. Anything you can get pulled out and then poison, that's fine. But the one thing that we still have to deal with, and there's options, and you can also sometimes in some bases, and this one was a perfect instance where you can do so much more with the queen kill than just killing the queen, and it would have changed the way that you guys have taken this. Let's just go ahead and watch Thrawn so I can comment a little bit, so it's not just a dead video of me talking some more. And it's going to be laggy. I apologize. I haven't had this problem. So we got the lure really well with I think it was just one hog, which this wasn't a tough lure. Lure can also be, I'm going to not fast forward this, I'm going to just talk through it, is a lure can also actually sometimes create that break in the defensive line. If you commit a few more hogs to it, you can actually then skirt a double giant bomb if that's something that you need to skirt, you know. So you can use that to your benefit as well. Now watch where Thrawn comes. I'm fine with 2 golems. I'm fine with, you know, it's not even, I think his attempt was to get rid of, oh my goodness. This may not even work for a video, guys. I'm sorry, it's so laggy. Anyways, so he jumps in and I think at this point we already know where the double giant. Yeah, we do, because Maz already went. We already know where the double giant is. So sure, the queen, you got the queen down and you see where you're targeting your hogs is fine, because they're gonna end up coming around this base. But something you have not dealt with at this point, and you could have just reversed this flow again, was this double giant set. And I'm not picking on you, Thrawn, because I've ran into issues with where I haven't, deployed hogs or made a sound decision of how to go about handling that. I'm just hoping and praying that late in a raid that my hogs don't path over it or something. But that's in a spot where, unless you eliminate defenses around it and intentionally cause hogs to not path through it, look what they're going to do. They're going to go from the expo over to the whiz, or a pack's going to bust off and go into that air D and trigger those double giants, and that's what happens. So you get the queen down. You still have some tanking going on, which was nice on those golems. This raid really is pretty solid. There's just one fatal flaw in the fact that if we would have just reversed our queen kill here, oh my goodness, this video is so laggy. You still got a lot of hogs up. You got them on heals, and I know you mentioned that heal was a little late, but you still would have been fine at this point, I think, if you wouldn't have coursed through that double giant bomb, and that just kind of just killed it. The heal could have changed it, but why not take care of that double giant set with your queen kill? And that's all I'm trying to, I guess, express here. And you go pretty far. You actually end up getting a 98, which it's a shame, because I know this war was just rough on everyone. You guys all had pretty solid attacks, and we just came up short. So it happens. Wars are going to be like that, but small changes and fine tuning of these hog attacks. We're going to go through some more fine tuning in the future. So sorry about the lagginess on that second video, or on this video, and in the next day or two, I'm going to start tackling some other fine-tuning points of hog attacks that can sometimes change 2-star or close or decent attacks into 3 stars, and 3 bells TKO, and the game's over, and we don't even have to worry about cleanup. And then you can soak up all the glory and everything, and we'll just, you'll just be a hero then. So hope this helps. I hope this is something that you guys, even if you knew it, maybe it's something that I'll put back in your head. Oh yeah, maybe we should be looking for how we can be a little more efficient and a little more better about tackling double giants, especially on cleanup attacks. You gotta, if you know where they're at, you gotta do. I think we all need to do a better job of taking care of them. Or figuring out how we're going to skirt them. And that's pretty much, so the first part, this is kind of like part A, 1 and 2, of just fine-tuning your queen kill to maximize getting rid of potential danger zones that can ruin a hog attack if you don't take care of them. All right, peace out. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, Waffles wants his tanks. All right, Waffles, I'll get you your tanks.